Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for a great turnout here at Goodison Park, the home of Everton Football Club. And I can't quite believe we're here. It's a great feeling to be walking out on the pitch, seeing what's going to happen on Sunday, May the 29th, Bank Holiday Sunday. And every time I come here, every time this was talked about, I just get this wonderful feeling that Sunday, the May the 29th, is going to be a great event, day, night to remember for this city. As a boxing fan and listening to stories of mainly people on this table talking about events here in the parks, if it's Narc in the Park or those kind of things, we want to create something like that. We want to create something very special. And we've got a number of fights and fighters here today to announce, of course headlined by the fantastic WBC Cruiserweight Championship of the World between Tony Bellew and Ilunga Makabu. It's a great fight, it's a tough fight. You've seen the odds. Tony's the outsider going into the fight. And a chance to win the WBC strap, which doesn't happen much for British fighters. We're in a period of absolute dreamland for British boxing with 12 world champions, not one WBC champion, and we haven't had a WBC champion since Carl Froch. This belt is prestigious, and Tony Bellew gets the crack. I suppose it was about a year and a half ago now, maybe a little bit less, and Tony Bellew phoned me up and told me that he was going to be in a Rocky film with Sylvester Stallone. I thought it was a complete wind-up, and then realised it wasn't. And then he came to me after the film and told me that Everton and Goodison Park was the home of the closing scene for the film Creed. And I thought it was a wind-up again, and it wasn't. And then he came to me once the film was in the cinemas and told me that he wants to fight for the world title at Goodison Park. And I thought that was a wind-up as well. But he phoned me every day, and when I heard the passion that Everton had for this event and this moment, especially from the chairman Bill Kenwright, who I have to have huge amount of thanks and respect to, because without him this definitely wouldn't be possible, and the drive of Tony Bellew and Alan and all the people at the club, we started to come together with an event that just could be possible. And I sit here proud today, not only for delivering for Tony, but also something different for British boxing. Like I said, we're buzzing at the moment. World championships everywhere. Anthony Crolla this weekend, fighting Ismael Barroso in Manchester for the world title. James DeGale just defended his world title. We've got Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, two heavyweight world champions from Britain. And now we have an event at a Premier League ground with a Scouser fighting at his absolute love of his life, fighting for the WBC Cruiserweight title. So I'm very, very pleased to put this event on. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it shortly, and the fights that we've got planned for the card. But firstly, and again, a huge thanks to Sky Sports. Without them consistently backing us and British boxing, we wouldn't be in this position, and without them backing an event like this, we definitely wouldn't be here. So thank you to them, and I have to say a huge red, and it was tough pulling him down here today, but a man who is really, really excited for this fight and this event, and that's head of boxing for Sky Sports, Adam Smith.
Yeah, I think Liam, Stephen, Pricey and I need to keep it a little quiet today, but it's fantastic to be here at Goodison Park. Tony goes back a long, long way with Sky. We've been proud and privileged to cover him. Obviously not just his fights, but out of the ring, he's a fantastic communicator. He's a brilliant analyst and commentator as well. And I thought he was terrific in Creed. I thought he was absolutely fabulous. And rather than lose him to Hollywood, let's have one huge boxing night here. I think it's a real credit to him actually for pulling this off, because he's banged the door down for this opportunity. And it is a real-life Rocky story. I think it's going to be absolutely tremendous on May the 29th. It's a Sunday night, it's a bank holiday weekend. You know, we're coming straight from Scotland, having done Ricky Burns up there, which is going to be a magical night. So it's a special, special moment for us. Late spring as we go into a terrific summer with Anthony Joshua and others. But it's a really important weekend for us, and it's a big opportunity for Tony in front of his beloved fans. It's a world title shot. As Eddie rightly says, he's the underdog. I don't think Tony would like it any other way. He believes he can pull off what will be a terrific moment for British boxing and for the city of Liverpool, which of course is such a great history, not just in football but in boxing. I think it'll be a fantastic night. Just having a look at the names up here on the top table and the exciting styles of the fighters as well. I think it's going to be a night to remember here. Something about an open air event, something about Liverpool, And I think with Tony Bellew topping it all off, if he can bring this world title back to Britain at a time when boxing is absolutely flying in this country, it will be very, very special. We've just seen Callum Smith over there. Callum and I had a good time in Washington, DC with James DeGale. There's so much excitement planned for Sky, along with Matchroom, for the rest of the year. And it will be some night here on May the 29th. We're proud to be part of it, Eddie.
Thank you, Adam. This is an event that, of course, is built by us at Tony and Everton Football Club, but it's an event for everybody in Liverpool. It doesn't matter what club you're a part of, doesn't matter what part of the city you're from. This is just going to be a special event for boxing in the city. And I wanted to build a card and put a number of fighters on that could really help us live that ethos, that thought going into this event. Many of them are here today, many more fights to be announced as well. And in no particular order, we're going to hear from some of the guys now. I'm going to start actually with Tony Dodson, who we've had on our shows for a number of years, and of course a huge part of boxing history in the city, and now a chance to win the British light heavyweight title at Goodison Park on May the 29th.
Yeah, fantastic opportunity, you know. I just want to thank Eddie and obviously Jose for giving me the opportunity to do this. I think it's my time to shine. You know, everything that's happened in the past has happened for a reason. I truly believe that come 29th, I'll be the new champion. It's just in me. It's just that I just know I've underachieved so much. I think my experience, everything that I've had to go through has led to this. I just think that it's going to be a successful night for me, William Sain, Scotty Hamilton and Team Dodson. I just think it's going to be a fantastic event.
Obviously you've been part of some big nights in Liverpool before, but nothing like this has ever happened in a city in boxing, and it's going to be a special night.
Of course, I mean the Creed film alone, when I watched the whole film, the best part of the film was actually the entrance coming out to Goodison Park. It just gave me shivers. I actually watched it the night before my last fight, and it just excited me, and you know, it seemed like just like a dream to everybody that it was just in a film, but now, you know, you guys are recreating this and I'm being part of it, and I'm happy to be here.
Thanks, Tony. It's great to have you on the card. A tough fight against a very talented young undefeated fighter. He'll be out first at the weekend in Manchester, Jose Burton. The kind of fights you like, the kind of fight you can really get your teeth into on May the 29th.
Yeah, well, Tony's the one who's everyone knows really, even though I'm the champion. It'll be a good fight, easy experienced one, but it's a fight that I think I can win quite easily.
Obviously, Manchester this weekend, you spent a lot of time boxing in that city. Be a little bit of a different atmosphere coming here, but I'm sure you're excited about the challenge.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different atmosphere, like, but it's only 30 mile up the road, so it'll be good to box in such a big place, and I'm just looking forward to it.
Thank you, Effie. Another Liverpool, slightly Manchester derby, we'll call it that for marketing purposes. Tom, we've had you on a number of our shows, again, hugely popular young fighter, and now you choose this venue as your first big step up, you know, looking to challenge him for major titles.
Yeah, can't wait. Dream come true, really. Always grew up as an Evertonian, so chance to box in front of where they're going to stand every week to watch the boys, so it's amazing, unbelievable. Just can't wait to get involved.
How important is it to you to keep your cool on this occasion, on this night? Obviously, walking out is going to be something else, and a very tough fight for you against Kofi Yates.
Yeah, it'd be very easy for me to just walk out and lose me bad, get involved in a big tear up, try and please the fans, but you know, I've got a job to do. Put me all on the line, as I might say, but chance to go out and impress people. Big step up. Kofi's a good kid. Had a lot more fights than me, so good chance to me to impress on the big stage.
Kofi, I think this fight is going to be a cracking fight between two talented light welterweights. I've seen you on a number of occasions, and you're always in exciting fights. So a big stage for you to perform.
Yeah, just want to say thanks for having me on. I think obviously Tom's an Everton fan, so there's been no pressure from me coming here really. I fought everywhere. MGM's had me out all over Ireland, everywhere, so I don't feel nerves by travelling, going over people's areas, not at all, but hopefully we can put on a good show and give all the fans what they want to see.
I'm sure you will. I've seen you fight a number of times. That one eliminated for the British light welterweight title. A big man who hasn't boxed in Liverpool now for nearly 3 years, and you've seen the recent great news about the Erkin fight being called a no contest. I think it's, of course, the correct decision. I think it's a shot in the arm for David Price. And a man who has switched trainers to Dave Coldwell now has a new hunger. Must be reignited himself by the rise of the British heavyweights on the world scene. Of course, he's witnessed 2 of them become world champions, and he certainly wants a shot at them. David Price, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, and what a stage for your return to Liverpool.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Great stage. Obviously, was a preferred Anfield. For years, I had adults were fighting at Anfield and in front of thousands, and now the way my career's ended up going, I've ended up and it ain't but it's not over yet. The best days are yet to come, let me tell you. But football aside, it's a great event for the city. I've had discussions with Tony. We've been sat around the table, locked in discussions about the ring entrance music. And we've had a bit of a deadlock. He's saying I can't come out here, you'll never walk alone. But my argument is, I wear the colours of Liverpool, and when people go to watch me in a boxing fight, it's like going to a match. So it's like a bit of an away game for the Liverpool fans. It's an away game for the Liverpool fans.
If it was at Anfield, he'd come up to that card.
Yeah, it's not football, so we'll get to the bottom of that. But yeah, no, it's great to be back. I've had a good bit of time out. New trainer, new setup, fresh start. Not so much a fresh hunger, because I've always had the hunger to achieve things, and I've come out and said a few things in the past couple of weeks which, you know, it resonated with a lot of people. You know, the only times I have slipped up, so to speak, apart from once, have been at the victim of someone who's been on a banned substance. So it's given me that extra drive to achieve what I believe I'm capable of.
Who, to me, he's a Scouser, but to you guys, everyone tells me quite not. But it's an absolute pleasure to have the Mayor of Birkenhead on the top table. And this is a young man, I've got to say that in boxing, you meet some wonderful, wonderful characters. And when Sean Dodd stepped up and boxed Gary Buckland on Stephen Smith's card at the Olympia, well, quite a long time ago now, probably 9 months ago, he was doing us all a right favour, to be honest with you. And I completely was convinced that he'd be losing that night, but he was getting a few quid, and he stepped up, and I promised that if he lost, then we'd make sure he got another run out, and you know it would be remembered. That night, he beat Gary Buckland, who, you know, despite coming towards the end of his career, he's still a fantastic fighter. And that was the night that really lit the torch paper for Sean Dodd's career. And I always say to fight, sometimes you've got to take a little bit of a chance. And he took that chance on about 3 days' notice. From there, we remember the great first fight with Scotty Cardle, touch and go. And then obviously Sean got stopped in the final round. We did the rematch. Virtually everybody believed that he should have won that fight. It was a draw. And that's a fight that I still want to make again, 100%. I know it's a fight that Sean Dodd wants to make again. It was very important to me that after those performances in particular, that we gave him the platform for this fight. And that's a fight against Pascal De Silvio for the WBA Intercontinental Lightweight title. It's a huge step up for Sean Dodd. Someone that's just gone from Buckland to Cardle to De Silvio, without really any fear of wanting to have a 6-rounder, wanting to have an 8-rounder. And I think he should really be applauded for that, because you know, Sean Dodd's story is a great, great story. And now he gets a chance to become world ranked. And perhaps even after that, he'll be looking for maybe even bigger fights beyond Scott Cardle, even if we don't make the rematch. So it's a pleasure to have him on the bill, and the support that he's got from his fans in Birkenhead is unbelievable. And I've only just stopped getting stick over him off them from the Cardle fight. So I look forward to welcoming him back from Goodison Park. But Sean, a wonderful ride for you over the last sort of year or so, and now a chance to box at Goodison Park on this card.
Amazing, Ed. You know, just like to say thanks as well for the opportunity again, mate. You know, it's given me a life. You know, a life before I never had. So you know, I can only say thank you and be very grateful for it. And you know, everyone turning out here today as well, the support. And you know, for me to look at a big dream would be fighting at Prenton Park. You know what I mean? Sammy Rovers. But you know, fighting at Goodison Park on a Tony Bellew undercard is you know, dreams don't come much bigger than that, let's be fair. I look down the table, the lads, you know, I've become friends with Tony Dodson, someone who, you know, I used to watch and, you know, never really think, you know, you'd get to meet, but we've come quite close. I'm winning 8-7 now on the Gloves Are Off radio show. And Davey Price, you know, Stephen, you know, Fazza, you know, all the lads, and, you know, I'm even sitting now next to Adam Smith, you know what I mean? I'm only one season away from Eddie, so, you know, it's mad, you know, I just, it's going to be weird looking back on videos and photos to see where I'm sitting today. So I can only be grateful for it. I've been ticking over training. I'm feeling good, and you know, I'm feeling very hungry as well. I can't wait to get back out there again and prove again that, you know, I'm an entertainer, and I'm going to rise up to the level as well and put on a good show, and I'm going to win this title. So, you know, tune in everyone and enjoy the show. Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Masha. From a boxing sense, you know, you've got the belief of beating Buckland. You had 2 very close fights with Cardle. Many believe you won the second one, of course. Now you're stepping up for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
The story aside, you must start really now believing yourself as a fighter.
Yeah, I do, you know, and I think that's from how you feel, and I am feeling now when I'm in the gym. I'm feeling confidence. I feel like I've you know, I've moulded into this professional lifestyle so well, and I just feel good, mate. Yeah, I do feel I feel like I'm on a level to fight. What is that? The silver. So, you know, do you know what? I was talking to one of the lads before, and I don't really look at opponents. I look at myself, my style. And even when I spar, I don't spar a specific person to emulate someone's style. We spar about 5 different lads in one sparring session, so the styles are always changing, and that makes me ready for anyone or anything that happens or changes on the night. And I think yourself, performance-wise, it's all about preparing, and, you know, Danny and Sean prepare me so well. You know, you have to sometimes drag me out of bed, even though I love it. It's so hard, it is brutal, but, you know, I find the fighting becomes easy because of the preparation that we put in place.
Thanks, mate. Pleasure to have you back on.
Thanks, Ed.
A young man, has taken the, it's you by the way, has taken the promoter's hat off recently, and he tells me it's a lot less stressful. And now he has developed one of the hottest training teams really in British boxing. Of course, the McDonald brothers, James McDonald just successfully defending his world title again, and Gavin McDonald just winning the WBC silver, you know, coming up for a shot at the world title, super bantamweight title. Of course, David Price now on board, and his relationship with Tony Bellew has become very close, always been close, but I really feel like he's been a catalyst for improvement in Tony, and I thought his corner work in the Masternak fight was outstanding. I thought that could have been the difference between winning and losing that fight, and you know, probably not enough cornermen sometimes now stand up and slap the fighter around the face and say, get your arse into gear these last few rounds. And he did that with Tony, and I think really feel like that could be one of the reasons that we're sitting here today. So it's a very proud moment for Dave Caldwell, leading his fighter into a WBC world title shot, and of course here at Everton, and a very, very tough fight, Dave, on May 29th.
Thanks. It's a massive event, first of all, and just being set up here, I'm very privileged that I'm working in a sport that I get to meet a lot of fighters, a lot of people in the sport that are good people. You're sitting up here and you're listening to some of these talk, and it's just full of characters. You know, this show's full of good lads that, you know, whether you're an Everton fan, a Liverpool fan, or whatever, sitting here to get behind this show because they're good lads that deserve the support. It's one thing, you know, watching them from afar in your seats at home and watching TV. It's another thing getting down and sampling atmosphere and letting the lads hear your voices and roaring them on. So all the way through the show, you know, it'd be great if we get a great turnout. Everybody turns up, be it a blue, be it a red, be it a mank, be it whatever. We have a lot of wrestling in my gym because, you know, I support Man United. I've got Bellew that's an Everton fan, and now I've turned up. I've got prize that's a Liverpool fan. So there's a lot of stuff that goes off in my gym. But on the boxing front, I'm very proud that Tony's got his dream. You know, he's always wanted to fight for a world title from when he first turned pro to when he first walked in and started training with myself. The dream's always been about fighting for a world title. But he went off and did this movie, and from the minute he came back, he just had this thing about fighting at Goodison. You know, I think it was always about fighting a defence. Maybe you're getting a defence in a world title at Goodison, that'd be the dream. But to actually fight for a world title from the Creed film, that's all he's been going on about. It means absolutely everything to him. So when it first started getting spoke about as a possibility, you just see what it means to him. He's like a little kid. You know, he works very hard in the gym. He trains so hard, but personality-wise, away from the ring, he's a mad Everton fan. And so to see him get his dream come true and to be fighting for a world title, a WBC world title, in this stadium is going to be absolutely fantastic. Yes, he's got a very tough fight. You know, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't bother me whether it's at Everton, if it's in a small old show, or if it's in an indoor arena, anywhere. I don't care where the fight is. The fight is when that bell goes and we're in that ring. You know, it can be absolutely anywhere. And Makabu's a legitimate threat. You know, the dream can quickly turn into a nightmare if Tony gets wrapped up in it all. And he's professional enough, and he's had stressful situations enough that he knows how to control that. Yes, he'll enjoy all the build up, and he'll do what needs to be done. But when it comes to fight time, and when it comes to the bell that goes, then he knows how to flick a switch, and he knows it's business. And the dream will only be complete when he gets his hand raised and he's got that green WBC belt around his waist.
Thanks, Dave. A young man and a family, of course, is a remarkable story. The Smith brothers in Liverpool. Of course, Paul Smith challenged for the world title. Liam Smith over there, the current WBO light middleweight champion of the world. Callum Smith here as well, who is, I believe, one of the leading forces now in world boxing, soon to be super middleweight champion of the world. And Stephen Smith here, who will challenge for the WBC silver title. You might have seen Stephen just narrowly miss out on a world title, challenging Jose Pedraza recently in Foxwoods. Came back. One thing that he hasn't had recently is momentum. No fault of his own. He's had some illnesses, a couple of injuries. And now really he's got the bit between his teeth after that Pedraza fight. Realised that he can operate at world level. Everyone knows he can. But after you've been in that kind of situation, that's when you can really start to believe. So just a few weeks ago, that happened. He came back, wanting to get straight back out. This was the perfect opportunity. And I know, like every boxer that I speak to from Liverpool or anywhere near, they're desperate to be a part of this night. And Stephen, a pleasure to have you on the card on May the 28th, and a chance for you to get straight back in as we push probably for the WBC full title.
Thanks, Ed. Yeah, massive bill as you've heard from everyone up here. It's a pleasure to be a part of it, and coming back in on the back of a loss, but I don't feel like my confidence is 10 to 1, and I feel like done 12 good rounds on a high level with a very good world champion, and shows that belong at that level, and hopefully by getting straight back out on this bill, I can win the WBC silver title and keep a high rank and push on towards that WBC title, because I know that's the level I want to be. I don't want to drop back down, and after winning my final eliminator, people all were texting me and saying in every report I read it was a career best performance, and then I sat up the ring for 7 months, so I just don't want to do that again. I want to keep the momentum, as you said, and then hopefully build on towards another goal and try and achieve my dream still of being a world champion.
And this momentum, of course, in front of you and your brothers, of course, are ingrained in the history of boxing in the city, and it's going to be a special night.
Yeah, it's something else to be a part of, really. It was one of them. I'm going to be here anyway. Either way, I was going to be here and supporting Bellew, so why not fight on it and keep progressing my own career, and then I can get out the ring and support Bellew anyway. So to kill two birds with one stone type of thing. But no, again, just going back to that, I had 7 months out the ring before we shot the world title, and through no fault of my own, just the day kept getting changed and stuff, and it's too long for anyone, to be maybe at my stage, or you're starting off. You don't want to be spending that much time outside the ring and just in the gym. And
although you can do your learning, you know, everyone will tell you on the table, you progress more in the fight, you pick up more in the fight on the night than what you can do in sparring and stuff. So, you know, I had 12 good rounds with a very good fighter in my opinion, and you know, I believe I've learned a lot and look forward to showing how much.
Thanks, Steve. We look forward to that, getting back to winning ways and another shot at the world title. Finally, and thanks for your patience, we come round to the man that really has made this all happen. After the fight, Creed, you know, a couple of things chronologically. The Masternak fight was a fight that I always said to Tony, it's probably not the right fight for you, but I feel like it's a fight beating a world-class cruiserweight. Give you not necessarily the credibility, but can really start meaning that we can make some noise. And if you can beat Masternak, win the European title, become a two-time European champ, I really feel like we can move on and challenge for the world title. Every single door that we tried to open was just locked shut. And I had this guy phoning me up every day, asking me what was happening, who will be fighting for the world title. And there are times where, well, actually at times, no, I didn't pick up the phone, but times I didn't want to pick up the phone and let him know exactly what was happening, because there was so much work going on behind the scenes. And when you're close to a fight, it's not just like you've got to deliver for a client, you've got to deliver for your mate as well. And that's one of the reasons we continue to push. You know, first of all, we wanted the IBF title against Ramirez. He got ordered to fight his mandatory. So we moved on to Lebedev. All of a sudden, the IBF champion swerved the mandatory for a unification with, guess who, Lebedev. And Glowacki was a fight we were very, very close with. They decided to fight Cunningham. And we were starting to run out of options. And then, thankfully, the WBC champion, sorry to him, but got picked up a career-threatening injury, Ziod, and pulled out of his fight, and looks like he may never fight again. The title became vacant. And the WBC listened to our request of the two high-ranked fighters, Makabu and Bellew, for the title. I sold the dream to Maurizio Suleiman. He's seen the film Creed. We all remember, Michael Buffer was there. He's going to be out there on May the 29th. The WBC belt was on the line. It's going to be on the line on May the 29th. And as you see above me, this is the real-life Rocky story. And it might sound cheesy, but it's true. And that's exactly how we're selling this fight. So on May the 29th at Goodison Park, Tony Bellew will get an opportunity to fight for the WBC Cruiserweight Championship of the World. He's not just an Everton fan. Sometimes as a promoter, you want your fighter to align with a football club, because it can be quite successful. Here you've got a guy who is absolutely Everton through and through. And I'm so chuffed to deliver this for him. And he's going to go on and do it. I really, really believe that. Tough fight, as he knows. And Tony Bellew, over to you. We're here, it's happening. And you've got to go and do the business.
Yeah, it's all on me now. I was the one who whinged, moaned, bitched, whatever you want to say, to get the world title fight, and he's right. I phoned him every single day for about 6 months and kept pestering him. It was tough, because we had, like you said, different fights pull out, and Ramirez was supposed to face me for the IBF, then Ramirez pulled out of it when we had it done for December 12th. Chose to fight over Mackenzie, a guy I've beaten twice already, and the rest was history. So, you know, I've fought Masternak. A fight that, like Eddie said, maybe you didn't need to take or want to take at that time, but I'd done it, proved I was a legitimate cruiserweight, a world, you know, ranked cruiserweight. And then all of a sudden the movie came out, which was great. First of all, I'd just like to say my biggest victory is sitting at this table and seeing David Price and Stephen Smith with Everton badges above their name. I think that's a great victory. I'm just gutted I couldn't have Paul and Callum as well with two similar badges above their names, but time can get that. But like I say, listen, it's been amazing. It's been a story that I couldn't tell you how much work's gone into it, because there's been so much done behind the scenes. And when we did finally get down to that meeting, there was a meeting with us in a room in this place, and we sit there and we all looked at June the 4th. So while this meeting's going on, we said, straight away, people from the group just said, listen, I'm telling you now, June the 4th can't happen. Something's going on with the pitch. And Eddie's, the words out of Eddie's mouth was like, that was the quickest meeting I've ever had. I've got to go and do a show with Callum Smith for tomorrow. I'll see you after, goodbye. And I just said, whoa, just stop a minute, because it's not ending like that. We looked at the calendar, and there was only one day available because Ricky Burns was already fighting for the world title. and with the one date available was Sunday the 29th of May, my son's 8th birthday, and first of all, he looked at me as if I had 3 heads when I said, listen, we can do it on a Sunday. You don't understand what Liverpool's like on a bank holiday weekend. I said, any scouser in here knows this city just comes alive for bank holidays. I don't know what it is. You think it was Christmas or something. But I just can't explain what it is. I've been part of this mad city my whole life. I'm a scouser, I'm a mad Evertonian, and bank holiday weekends, there's no better weekend for it to happen. On the 29th of May, I'm going to become WBC World Champion. I don't give a shit how good he is, who he is, where he's from, what he's going to do. I'm going to win that title. And I'm going to do it in front of how many thousands of Scousers, not just Evertonian Scousers, because ultimately that's what's going to be in this park. Full of Scousers, going nuts.
Birkenhead, so.
I'm Birkenhead. It's been a mad story, you know, and made up. I've got Big and next to us, training with us alongside us, and I've been with David for all of our amateur careers, as I have with Stephen. We've got some great stories, we've been some boss places together, and it's great to be at the highest possible achievement I can be in the professional ranks, and now have these guys next to me, as well as my coach, Eddie, Adam, Sky. I don't even know how I've got here. I don't even know. It's like that movie just done something nuts. I don't even know how that movie happened, but it's done now. Everything's just like a whirlwind and I'm caught up in it. I just want the whirlwind to continue and become world champion on 29th of May. I want to say thanks to the chairman, Bill Kenwright. Without him, this wouldn't have been possible. He's always believed in me from day one, as of the club, as Adam, Eddie, Dave, everyone on this table, and 99% of this room always believed in me, always backed me. I can't thank you enough. 29th of May, the dream becomes a reality.
So there you have it. Sorry it went on a little bit long, but what a bunch of personalities. I could listen to them all day, and it's great to be up here in Liverpool. One other thanks is to the Mayor, Joe Anderson, who gave us a huge amount of support and backing. He really believes in Tony Bellew, he believes in the city, of course, and he believes that this is an event that will long last in the memories of the city and, of course, sporting fans. And, of course, Everton, once again, not just Bill, but the people behind the scenes. This is the end of the season for them. So most people will clear off on holiday, but they're staying behind to work hard on this event. And one thing we haven't really got on this event is time. You know, when you announce a show, normally you want 8-10 weeks. And we've got 3 weeks this Saturday, and that's quite unusual for Sunday, yeah, so for this promotion. So I want the whole city to get behind. We've already seen from the ticket sales, it's been fantastic. First couple of hours. Just tell your mates, tell everybody. This is an event that you'll remember for a long, long time. A great bunch of lads, a great main event, and just a day, bank holiday Sunday, that you'll remember for a long, long time. So I can't thank you all enough, all the people on this table enough. Let's go and do it. Let's go and smash it up. Let's have a great night, a great day. Everybody can get drunk. Everybody can celebrate boxing.
No one's got work on Monday morning. Let's just go absolutely nuts on bank holiday Sunday, I'm telling you now. Because I'm going to go nuts when I have one on stage on it with every single one of these. With the Everton top on in the best bar that we can find. And that belt round me waist.
What time did it start at?
About Saturday night.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, something like that. Doors will open, good point, Masha. Doors will open at 4 p.m. on Sunday. First fight at 4:30, something like that. Tony will be in the ring about 10 o'clock. So hopefully, hopefully, because I'm not sure it's this room, but I believe this is the room we'll be sitting in afterwards with that belt. And it's going to be a really special night for all of us.
Prepare yourself for the loudest Z cars and air raid sound you've ever heard in your life. You think Creed entrance was something else, I'm telling you something now, and your Z car's going to be nothing. And what you've seen in Creed, I'm going to go absolutely nuts.
Right, everybody's going to go nuts on Sunday, May the 29th. Again, let's have a great night and enjoy it. And thanks so much for the support from the city, from the club, from everybody. And we'll see you very soon. Thanks for coming. Cheers.
Thank you.